When expanding brackets, lots of students use complicated ways of remembering which terms they need to multiply together. For example, they may use FOIL, which stands for front, outer, inner, and last. They may use the crab claw or the smiley face. But I think there's a much more logical way to go about expanding brackets. And this is called the grid method. This is Mr. Butler Maths, and in this video, I will be demonstrating how we can use the grid method to make expanding double brackets easier. I'm going to start with a simple example of x plus 1 in the first bracket and x plus 2 in the second bracket. Now, the first thing we need to do is draw our grid. This only needs to be a 9 by 9 grid, and I'm going to fill it in with x and 1 along the top from my first bracket, and x and 2 down the left hand side from my second bracket. My next step is to fill in this grid. I'm multiplying each time. So in the middle square, I'm going to have x squared because x times x is x squared. To the right of that, I'm just going to have x. Instead of writing 1x, we don't bother with the coefficient and just write x by itself. In the bottom middle, I'm going to have 2x from 2 multiplied by x. And in the bottom right, I'm going to have 2 from 2 times 1. Now I've done all the multiplying, I add together all the terms in pink. So I have x squared plus x plus 2x plus 2. That's close to my final answer, but I can actually simplify it. X squared will stay as x squared, x plus 2x becomes 3x, and 2 will stay as 2. Therefore, my final answer is x squared plus 3x plus 2. I'm going to show you another very similar example. This one's not much more complicated. In my first bracket, I'm going to have x plus 2, and my second bracket, I'm going to have x plus 4. My first stage, again, is to draw my grid and separate out the brackets. So I have x and 2 along the top, and x and 4 down the left-hand side. X times x is x squared, 2 times x is 2x, 4 times x is 4x, and 2 times 4 is 8. Now I've done all the multiplying, I add together all the terms in pink. This becomes x squared plus 2x plus 4x plus 8, which simplifies to x squared plus 6x plus 8. I'm going to change the next example slightly, so we have coefficients before x. This next example is going to be 2x plus 1 in the first bracket, multiplied by 3x plus 2 in the second bracket, but the process is exactly the same. I start by drawing my grid and putting 2x and 1 at the top and 3x and 2 down the left hand side. 2x times 3x will give me 6x squared. I multiply the two coefficients to get 6, and x times x gives me x squared. 3x times 1 is 3x. 2x times 2 is 4x, and 2 times 1 is 2. Now I have my terms in pink and I need to add them together. So this is 6x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 2. I can simplify this slightly to 6x squared plus 7x plus 2. I'm going to show you one final example now, this time involving negatives, but again, the process works exactly the same. In my first bracket, I'm going to have 2x plus 3, and in my second bracket, I'm going to have x take away 2. Again, I draw my grid. I split the first bracket into 2x and 3 along the top, and down the left, I split x take away 2 into x and then negative 2. Notice that has to be negative because we were taking away 2. I now need to fill in the rest of my grid. 2x times x is 2x squared, x times 3 is 3x, 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Now I have all my terms in pink, I have to add them up. I do have to be a little bit careful when I'm adding negatives. If you're not sure about adding and subtracting negatives, you can check out my video on the topic. So the first term is going to be 2x squared. I will then have 3x, add negative 4x, add negative 6. 2x squared doesn't change. I can't simplify that at all. But 3x, add negative 4x is the same as 3x take away 4x. So that just becomes take away 1x. And adding negative 6 is the same as taking away 6. So once I've expanded this bracket, I will come out with 2x squared, take away x, take away 6. So the method works exactly the same for brackets that involve negatives. I just need to be a little bit more careful when I'm adding negatives. That's it for this week's video. I hope this has been helpful. As always, leaving a like really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe to find your way back for more mathematical content. Thanks guys.